You want a conscious, wise, empowered life where you know you create your reality and you're happy about it. But somehow your pesky subconscious has other plans for you. You keep repeating the same patterns, you keep getting hurt. Feels a little bit like you're in a washing machine and there's just no break. Hurt, angry, irritated, and you can't create what you want. Well, that's a sign that healing needs to get on the agenda. In today's video, we are talking about healing and what that means in energy terms. We're talking about how crucial it is if you want to be the creatrix of your life and what's important for you to know on your healing journey. So I welcome you to this healing revolution. My name is Inge, and this is the Back to Basics series where with every video we break down one crucial concept when it comes to energy healing so you can eliminate the confusion and you can put your feet nice and grounded on the ground and move ahead in the direction of becoming exactly who you are, fully expressed in your wholeness, and totally creating the life of your dreams. So let's get into today's healing topic. The way I like to define healing in energy terms. So remember, energy is vibrating information, and the system of you is also vibrating information that includes your organs, includes your blood, includes your emotions, includes your thoughts, all of it. All of it is your energy system. And what happens in life is that there's certain parts of us we just can't stand. That happens. And we reject it and we separate away from it. And we get hurt and we put defense mechanisms up, we put walls up. And healing is the process to undoing all of that and returning to being whole, becoming who you are without the conditioning, without the hurt, without the protection. That is what I call healing. When all of the parts of us are online and available, so yes, even the bitchy part, even the confused part, even the jealous part, even the evil laugh maniac part, all of that is part of you as a human being, and there's nothing to be ashamed of in that. And so what happens when we get to include all of that in your energy system is those parts actually get to show their genius, show their gifts, and transform. So when they're sort of stuck, when they're separated from the whole, well, whatever they're trying to do for us kind of needs to sort of violently burst forth and isn't helpful for our system. So healing is allowing our wisdom to come online for us to respond and not react. So on the pathway to healing, we're going to see a lot of icky things that we don't want to see. These are our shadows. So our shadows hide away from our consciousness, lurking in our subconscious. And then when life happens in a certain way, they spring forth. And so this is what I was describing, where you want the peace and you want the wisdom and the conscious life, but your subconscious seems to have other ideas. Like you just react without thinking, and that reaction creates a whole pattern and creates a whole situation that it feels like you can't get out of. So healing is really scaling all the way back and going to the core piece in your energy, in your system of who you are, and welcoming it and accepting it and almost even befriending it. So there's these places in us that don't give really good results, these hurt places. And so there's a bit of a catch-22. Because we know that, and then we push them down further. And the more we push them down, the more they try to come back up. So instead, the healing way is to have a look. What is here? What does it want? What is its intention? Is it protecting something? And then instead of offering fight in ourselves, we offer love, tending, care to ourselves. Now, that is not the same as now saying, okay, all my worst impulses are to be loved, so let me just be a horrible human being. That's not healing. That is lazy also. No, healing is, wow, okay, here are my worst impulses, the parts of me that it's better if they never come out and never get expressed, sort of the murderous rage in you. But let me go and be with the energy of it. So the energy is just vibrating information. Let me just be with that and tend to that and allow that energy to move. So the murderous rage, it might want to move a lot of stuck emotion, bring you back into your power, into your boundaries, into your strength, into your majesty. The energy of that murderous rage might be really good boundaries. And so when we're not in the healing way, we're like pushing it away, or we're saying like, well, I can't push it away anymore. Let me just go murder people. No, obviously, right? But the subtle version of that is, well, there's a part of me that really is unhappy and wants to complain. Now, the sort of surface level thing that we can do is like, no, don't complain, stay positive. It's better to be positive. And that's correct, except it's not the healing that we need. It's more management when we do that. So instead of saying like, no, I need to stay positive, let me squish that down, we have a look. Where am I complaining? What is a need that is not met? What is truly here? Oh, there's hurt. Let me tend to that hurt directly. So it's neither pushing it down, neither being like, okay, well, there's no point, so, and I'm lovable as I am, so let me complain 20 hours a day until everybody I love is sick of me and doesn't want to see me anymore. Healing includes taking responsibility for that which is hurting. So as we do this, as we get to the core places in our energy that are creating the patterns that we don't want, we get to reclaim the territory in ourselves, and we get to place love in these places now. And when life hits us in those places, it doesn't feel like we're being punched in the guts anymore. Rather, maybe a, oof, that hurt. Not needing to double down and to cry and to just watch Netflix for 3 weeks. But instead, now we can say, ow, that hurt. And I'm still standing. And that small difference allows you to respond to your life in completely different ways. So instead of life punching you in the gut and you're watching Netflix for 3 weeks, you're not watching Netflix for 3 weeks, and you're continuing to build the thing that is yours to build. You keep going. And therefore, healing at this core level and this energetic level is truly what is required to break your patterns and to live a life of freedom, empowerment, and creativity. So there's a few mindset shifts that are available now that you understand these basic, very powerful concepts. The first is that let everything that triggers you in life be a pathway to the healing. So life punches you in the gut. And instead of saying, oh no, poor me, life punched me in the gut, follow it. Go see what hurts. Maybe there's a core belief that you are not good enough and you will never be loved. Follow it, follow it, follow it, and then work at the core. Everything in life that triggers you is going to take you to those few deep roots that need the healing. Sort of life, our energy is like a million different branches, and if you just follow them, you're going to get to the core. So embrace being triggered. Embrace seeing where you're not a perfect, happy Buddha. Meet it all with a curious, loving attention. Curious and loving attention is all that is required to do the healing, because that way you can learn to get to know you at a deeper level and bring the love in those places as well. And now, the last thing I want to communicate here with you is that you are magnificent. All the parts of you are magnificent. They're all trying to help you. They've all shown up because they love you and they want what's best for you, and they want you to survive, and they want you to fit in, and they want you to eventually maybe procreate. It doesn't mean that's true. Those can be distortions, but there's no part of you that is unlovable. Every part of your energy is trying to do something for you. And of course, as it does that, it can create unwanted results. And it's kind of like a friend really trying to help you, but doing it terribly. So I invite you to see the parts of you, the wounded places, the things that need healing, as a friend that is trying to help you out, but doing a terrible job, but a friend nonetheless. So, energy healing. This is what this channel is about. This is what it's all about here. So I want to end this video with really candidly sharing with you one of the bigger moments in my life where I knew I needed healing. So I was in my very first romantic relationship, and we had moved in together. I was 19, and it wasn't working for many reasons, none of which really matter for the purposes here. And I cried and I cried and I cried all the time. I was so distraught. And one day I was crying in our apartment like I used to do. And his stepmother, who lived in an apartment close by, she kind of moved through the apartment, and she looked at me. And she just gathered me in her arms, and I wasn't able to make any kind of sense. I was just crying and crying and crying. And she offered a very simple, "You're crying all the time, huh? Well, that's not normal. That's not where we want you to be. And it's okay to ask for help." And that was one of those sort of bottom moments for me where I was just crying in my apartment. It was okay for them to be there for some reason, telling me, "No, sweetie, no." And so I know it can be really scary to move on the path of healing, and there is always more to excavate. When your personal history is more or less healed, you are invited to heal parts of the collective. But it's a beautiful path. It really is a beautiful, beautiful path. So if you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to check out the rest of the Back to Basics of Energy Healing series. It is really all about healing. We cover things like triggers and shadows and energy so that you have the clear framework to go on your own healing journey with this. So that's it for today. I will see you in the next video.